I would say as soon as I figured out that I couldn't hit a curveball, which was probably sometime in high school, maybe even a little earlier, but I faked it for a while, I decided that I wanted to become a sportscaster. And I was really comfortable with that decision for a long time, and I even started college on that track. And at some point in my journey, as much fun as I was having with that, I realized that it didn't satisfy me, and that was the big surprise.
The biggest surprise I've ever had in my entire vocation is the fact that I actually love teaching. I spent actually 8 weeks teaching elementary school in the south side of Chicago. I realized, gee, I really, really, really love teaching. I love the energy of 14 to 18-year-olds. There's just nothing to beat. I always kind of figured I would go off, become a success in the business world, and continue having the house and the home that I had before I joined the brothers, actually. And so teaching completely took me by surprise.
I remember thinking that I didn't expect that type of support in the professional world coming out of college. So it was a really pleasant surprise to know that people really cared and were really looking out for my best interest and believed in what I could do. And I love Dr. Cosmos and Miss Yamas. I had Miss Yamas 2 years in a row, so those were all my math teachers I had when I was here. I really loved them all. They pushed me. I knew I was pretty good at math, but I was a little intimidated in those classes, and then they kind of opened my eyes to be like, listen, you can get this done. You can be really successful in math, and and it could take you places.
I wanted to be a doctor since I was like in 6th grade, and then I took lots of science classes in high school, and then when I got to college and I was actually in my pre-med classes, I wasn't really inspired by the experience at all. I was actually more inspired by the tutoring that I did with middle school students and high school students. And so when I graduated from college, or I was preparing to graduate for college, I was looking for teaching jobs instead of preparing to apply to medical school. So I think I was just really surprised by how much I really enjoyed teaching. I guess a specific example is about a year ago when the Haiti earthquake hit, and I was listening to the news driving to school, and I was like on the verge of tears. And I felt completely incapable of doing what I know that I should or could be doing, which is going there and helping people, healing people, healing the wounded, helping the sick, and actually do something that I know is in my realm of possibility, and I just need the training in order to be able to do that. And that's kind of where I see myself in the future, is helping the people that most need help. So serving underserved populations in urban areas in the United States, or practicing abroad in areas where underdevelopment has really impacted the provision of healthcare for the communities.
Well, after college, I was on a path for a career in sports medicine. But during my 3rd year of podiatry school, I realized that I loved coaching too much to give it up. So I finished podiatry school and got my degree, but I didn't pursue a job in podiatry. Instead, I looked for a career path that I could continue to be a high school cross-country and track and field coach, because I believe that's what I was put on this earth to do. I have such a passion for it. It doesn't seem like work. Every day I look forward to being there as a coach and interacting with my team. I feel my place is at the high school level, and my home is right here at Sacred Heart Cathedral.
As an attendance person, I honestly thought that I was just going to be doing the technical stuff, making sure that kids are in class on time, taking care of the parents in terms of telling them what they're supposed to do. I thought that I was going to miss being in the classroom environment where you feel like you really are making a big difference in the kids' lives. And it turns out that here and in the attendance office, I'm kind of doing the same thing, maybe not as consistent because I'm not every day seeing the same kids, but the kids that do come and open up to me and I'm open to them, it's a relationship that builds over the years and it stays till they, even after they graduate. And that's what I had when I was teaching, and I was surprised that working in the office enclosed environment, I was gonna get that as well.
I never thought I'd be a teacher. I knew what being a teacher and being an administrator was because my mother was both. And as I was growing up, that was the one thing I was not going to do. Other people suggested it might be a path I'd be drawn toward. I tried other options and found I wasn't truly myself there. what I've discovered in my journey is that as I've become a teacher and remained a teacher, I have found more and more of myself and discovered more and more of what I think every one of our vocations is, which is to become more fully human.
Well, the journey to my vocation, I think it's still evolving. There's surprises at every corner, which is fantastic. And I think that's the beauty of just kind of going with the flow, trusting your gut instinct, and just going with your gut feeling. You know, lo and behold, of course, there's this job posting that says, hey, you know what, we need an alumni director. Do you know someone who would fit this job? So Teresa, my development director, goes, hey, why don't you help me find somebody, maybe somebody you know, you have a big network of friends. I said, okay, let me check. And then as I was driving to another gig of mine, I was like, wait a minute, ding, light bulb, wait a minute, friends, people, networking, knowing people like that, making people feel happy and proud of where their alma mater. I was like, this is me. This is what I did in high school for student council for 4 years, but I'm just doing it on the alumni level. So being a teacher has been so rewarding because it's kind of preparing me for the next phase of my life. You know, I'm getting married and I'm probably gonna have, some kids. And here I am being like a coach and a teacher, and I get to talk about something I love to do within my school setting, which is my alma mater. So it's just, it's just a win-win-win all the way around.
I wanted to do something to somehow help make the world a better place in some small way, and I haven't regretted it for a day. I mean, 11 years I've gotten to do exactly what I want to do, and right away, I mean, from the first or second day that I set foot on this campus, I knew that I found what I was looking for. I feel like every day what I do in the classroom actually does make a difference in some small way. Even on the days where it's not going well, I still walk home every day satisfied that what I'm doing actually matters.